EG's turn to pick.
It doesn't. It's not like it's not really that type of hero that carries the game, so to speak.
10 seconds remaining.
Also, was it Team Secret that ran? No, excuse me, that was Team Liquid that ran Venomancer
5
in
seconds
mid
remaining.
against Team Secret. Opting to avoid getting the wards early, just make Gale. Maxed out first.
This also kind of makes sure that EG don't really want to go for that TA anymore. It's kind of unlikely at this, that you go for that TA into Sven and Venno. Sven with the Warcry and then also all the AoE, like damage over time from Venno.
It's a pretty strong laner. It's like a mini bike. We saw like no one with that stuff. He max Gale, and then he has like push out a Gale.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, if you have Gale with Night Stalker, gosh, that's such a vicious.
We've seen Razor a few times to counter Sven. I'm trying to think about RTZ's hero here. Hopefully not PL again.
Yeah, and Empire actually do have last pick.
Yeah, who are the carries still available Arteezy might run in this?
I don't see any. Void.
I think it's really hard to play Razor against AA.
Yeah, it's not a nice game. They could just like last pick a nice strong laner and then go aggro.
They could put AM too. They do AM versus Venom.
AM against Sven though?
Yeah, it's
Team Empire's turn.
Wyvern again.
this pick it's like it counters this vendor.
So at this point, it looks like Evil Geniuses is waiting for pick 5 for Arteezy.
Yeah, I mean, I could see they could go
10
kind of all in and
seconds
do
remaining.
some sort of like bone, like some clinks or something. That's not Arteezy
5
hero.
seconds
We haven't seen
remaining.
it in a while though.
That would be fun. I would love to see Flints. He creates a lot of action in the mid game, running around invisible.
These heroes like this AA and some of those like Venomancer potentially can die very easily to that hero.
Yeah, they definitely don't have good mobility at all. And it's squishy.
EG's turn to ban.
They're gonna Bat Rider. They don't Bat Rider.
Yeah, Bat Rider's lasso obviously great at snatching Nature Prophet.
EG's turn to pick.
Hey,
Empire's
Bat
turn.
Rider, nice call, and error.
I was an insta pick. Confident.
All right, when in doubt, go to the Terrorblade.
What about Terrorblade fits in here? I mean, obviously there's Sven, who's great against illusions in general with his cleave attack. Why
10
Terrorblade
seconds
here for
remaining.
EG? Fit into the fact that they want to do a push-heavy lineup?
5
Fits multiple
seconds
reasons.
remaining.
And I think he punches very well. You know, he's one of the few heroes that can also heal up from AA and Venom.
Yeah.
I think Weaver and Terrorblade are the only. They're like the two main cores that can still get their HP back. But mostly, I think because
He can kite the spin.
they're still LC. LC Empire picks a lot, especially now that the Terrorblade might be okay.
Yeah, I think LC is pretty nice.
But not good versus Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, let's see.
But it's good for the summons. I don't know. It's kind of a tough call here.
15 seconds left for Team Empire with the final pick. And already they have a pretty nice setup to just make sure that Resolution can be comfortable.
Are they gonna random like Newton?
Mirana, choose your hero.
Mirana.
That's a mid Mirana.
Wow, FN.
So
hits
is this the
Mirana.
off lane? Is it Venomancer off lane or the Nyx? Yeah, it's Veno off lane. So they're taking kind of a page out of. Was it Liquid?
Could they aggro?
Around that? They could potentially try that.
Yeah. Jungling viable still? I haven't seen any. Yeah, I haven't seen in a while. Jungling's pretty bad now.
Well, at this point, the lineups have been locked in. EG, 1 game away from elimination. Empire, 1 game away from top 8. Let's head into game number 2 of EG versus Empire.
Who thought we could potentially be in this position, Cinder? And Evil Geniuses 1 game away from being eliminated from TI7. I know the crowd here will have something to say about that, but so will Team Empire, being 1 game up so far. I'm not going to say a convincing performance, a long performance, so a typical Empire performance.
You don't think they were convincing in that last game?
I don't think it was one-sided. Compared to the games we were looking at yesterday, like this was a little bit more where potentially EG had a chance to come back.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a complete shutout, but I definitely say Empire had control.
I think they dominated from minute 25. But you're right. For the first part of the game, it looked like a pretty close game. Now we'll see in this game if Evil Geniuses can come together better, play their lineups advantages a bit better, and this time around at least they won't have the vision problem. This time they have the Night Stalker. Yep. There's no Bat Rider in the game. There is a Nyx, which is like a wild card thing, because Nyx support, I would say in general, has had huge success this tournament, and it's good against specific heroes. I do consider Night Stalker you on top of the Sentry Ward at any point can almost solo kill you, but at least set you up for a very easy kill for your team. Once again, though, I have to question a little bit. I'm not sure about this Winter Wyvern pick again. It seems a little bit out of place. It's being picked into 3 or 4 magic damage heroes from Empire. It's good against the Sven, sure, but does that really does that give the hero turn the hero into a good pick? I'm personally not the biggest fan of this choice. I think the rest of the picks for EG are good and make a lot of sense for what they want to do.
I'm interested to see if it's also a pick-up to try and counter against some other potential options. But then again, like the Ancient Apparition from Empire kind of counters almost everything EG was potentially also thinking about jumping into. I'm thinking about what's happening with the Alchemist pickup. If it was going to come in straight up Deep Ward, so EG will at least have a safe flame vision advantage. And Crit could be the first one to spill blood, even though it's a poor, innocent ward.
30 seconds.
Damn, it's been a long time since I've seen this. Night Stalker without wings. That's...
I don't know if we actually have that with the Observer.
We're pretty sure they do. I think I saw it on their monitors.
He's been clipped. He's a house bird now, this Night Stalker.
An old bug.
Yeah, he's currently missing his wing. So I'm sorry, you've been clipped. Resolution. Actually, Universe had a really wonderful play. He just locked him into the edge of a tree and did a good 200 damage and forced Resolution already burned one Tango. And it wasn't even the hero, it was just the trees doing the work.
Guy's gonna try to come in and contest the rune, but Ghostic is there, will actually skill Gale. They do have Arrow on FN as a possibility as well. And Roger's connecting.
He doesn't have Cold Embrace here for Crit, so instead it's just the Arrow. Zai, real issues for him, and FN will take the first kill, bringing down Night Stalker. That was an interesting mission. He didn't have an Observer Ward, it was just Boots Smoke running across the river, maybe Courier Snipe.
It's very unusual for support to be killed there. At least it has been in this tournament. The Venom's positioning was excellent there from Ghostic, and they had the right heroes at the right time to make that kill happen. Now, he did have to skill Gale. This will make him a bit weaker in this lane, arguably. He would like to have Poison Sting going up against the Terrorblade. This good sustained magic damage harassment can give him an advantage, but at the same time it's also 1-on-2. I'm wondering what Ghostic's going to do here, if he's going to be able to get some good experience or just get shut out.
He's going to get body blocked up by Crit. You can taunt all you want with bananas, but you've just slipped on the peel, trying to run away from that Metamorphosis. Arteezy has to go down the river, but Arctic Burn just came back off cooldown for Crit. There goes your Gale, but Zai, remember where this guy was, body blocks him up and allows Crit, in fact, to get the last hit. EG will get something for their safe lane, but Sumail, real issues in the mid, back under the tier 1 tower. They don't have mana burn, it's the Impale. They trigger off the south, the damage from FN is enough. One last arrow from the Mounted Ranger, able to reach behind the tier 1 tower.
Really nice plays from both teams. That body block from Crit was beautiful. That was a 3 or 4 second full body block that he managed to pull off, and it was necessary for Zai to connect. At the same time, they get this connection in mid, and for once, Nyx skilled stun level 1 and not mana burn, and that's because they went for that first blood. Did probably, I didn't see the play itself, but it's probably a connection with the Impale into the arrow of FN to set that kill up. So,
and he still gets level 2 now, so the hard life for the Intel heroes in the mid begins again for Sumail. Needs to have his benefits at the moment. He's only bringing out the healing salve as well as the Circle of the Universe. Resolution. Oh, there's not much more they can do to him apart from remove his life, but that's a big thing when he's only got 3 tangos left. And Crit, okay, tries to juke it in the trees, moves back up again, has to take flight, does not have a TP scroll, so Ghostic and Roger will be hunting this support. He buys Boots Crit, and he can afford a TP scroll as well now, but that means at least doesn't lose any gold, but he'll lose his life under the tier 2 tower to Ghostic. Nice level 3 up for this Venomance now.
I think Crit was hoping to snipe a Courier, but it's not in use, else his positioning there makes absolutely no sense. It's out in the middle of nowhere, but no Courier to be found. Empire get themselves a freebie. Fortunately for Crit, like you said, almost no gold lost. He managed to buy up his items at the very least. Did he get the bounty rune? He didn't get the bounty rune there either, right? No. Alright, maybe? I'm actually not sure. Maybe he managed.
He was passing through the neighborhood.
He may have gone.
Universe got Bounty Rune, Poshka, Zai, and Crit all got the recent Bounty Runes.
So I guess Crit did get that.
Yep. Ghost Stick, Zai, and Arteezy. Well, trying to get rid of the Plague Wards. They're only level 1, so they're actually quite easy to deal with, so easy CS on the top lane. There's Invis Rune of Momoshka with a Lava combination, and the bottom is one way to do it. And then Resolution doesn't have the War Cry to allow him just to dive underneath the tower. He still has the Storm Bolt, which synergizes nicely with the Cold Feet. They can get that bonus damage from the Chilling Touch, which was early leveled up by AA.
This is one of the strongest dual lanes in Dota. I think Sven AA is really powerful, maybe only really surpassed in terms of kill potential by something like Wraith King AA, which is
Smoke
arguably
coming.
even better.
Crit and Zai making their way towards the mid lane. FN's the one who's a very long way up underneath the tower. He wants to come up because it's a double creep wave there. Sumail can turn to try and fight. Universe will join in, and now you're seeing the power that can come with the Nature's Prophet on your side. 4 heroes being brought, but that power still needs to result in the kill. The bottle charges from Mirana will not be enough for FN to survive, and Sumail will be the one to claim the scalp.
That was close.
Dyer's
Important for EG to get that kill. I think that was a 5 damage kill or something, like 5 damage overkill. Else FN would have been able to bomb again and actually survive that. So EG, by the skin of their teeth, they get that kill, and now they're going to look to be more kill hungry. This is a level 3 Night Stalker with a Haste Rune. Still without wings though, so he's kind of looking very funny here at nighttime.
They're coming in towards mid. He has the silence, he's got a 1-1-1 build, so they can get the silence into FM, but already the leap.
Very
but get him away, saw that Splinter Blast flying through the trees at him and just leaps away quickly.
Ghost Stick's level 4, by the way. This is a lane I want to have a little bit of a look at because offlane Venomancer is pretty unusual. It has been played a couple of times, but to me this...
Might look at a little bit later. Bottom lane, Momoshka and Resolution are surrounding around. Go for the easier kill, that will be Momoshka. The stun being thrown onto the melee creeps, it actually hits the eye, but it's still going to be the death on Momoshka. Actually at the hands of Zai as well. So, Venomancer.
Another good start for EG, similar to the last game. Guess his mouse disconnected again here, correct? Mouse, yep, okay.
Stop throwing him.
So, okay, this gives us a little bit of time to talk about the Venomancer. When you're playing core Veno, I think some of the big levels to keep an eye out for is level 3, when you get the 2 in Plague Wards, if that's the build you go for. It's generally every point in Plague Ward, apart from level 1, changes the hero a lot. Ghost Stick, if he feels like he has a hard time top, he can just go jungle. Jungle all of his camps, even including the Ancients when he hits level 5, you can farm in those Ancient camps. Probably want to leave them for Sven though. And in addition to that, the sustained harass that he has against this Terrorblade, if they bring up some additional help, Arteezy can be threatened a lot. Speaking of threatening, bottom lane, once again, Zai is in a very good position.
He's trying to wrap around the back, but as Nature's Prophet just found out, you want to sprout Resolution, he's still got the Quelling Blade, he can still cut 3. And with Nyx Assassin with a 1-1-1 build, sitting behind Resolution plus Momoshka, it doesn't really look like they're looking for any kind of engagement.
They're going to try for mid again, it looks like. EG.
Yep.
Oh. FN's
he has to try.
He has to try. He should be okay here. TP it.
Regeneration's good. There goes your TP, and there's no one to stun. The void was already used from Zai. Meanwhile, Universe dies on the bottom lane. That rotation to mid forced EG to take their reinforcements off that lane. Roger, there at the right time with Momoshka to get the kill.
Universe has been doing a good job to not die before
Radiant's middle
this lane,
tower
in
is
my
under
opinion, is
attack.
very difficult for Nature's Prophet to deal with. Just the sheer kill potential.
Going mid now. So, okay.
Get some push going.
You die, hit into the tier 1 tower in mid. FN has been having a harder time. And Sumail's Dream Coil and double damager. He would love it if Empire engaged into him.
Under attack.
He's ready to fight. Night Stalker is a little bit far away though. He's looking for an opportunity top. Zai does have stick charges. He's going to get spotted by Plague Ward. Very nicely placed here from Ghost Stick. He will close in on his level 6. This offlane Venom is getting a lot of space.
It's a dangerous thing to do. An off-lane, like a safe lane fan was normally trouble enough. It's that very quick levels. We even saw the hand of Midas Venomancer earlier today. But with Venomancer, once you hit level 10, your experience just comes so quickly with that plus 30% damage.
That looks like he's planning to go Treads into Force Staff. Force Staff is a very, very good item against both the Stock and the Terrorblade. You simply need to create distance between yourself and these targets.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom lane crit. Could get scary here. Now back behind his tower, but Roger will turn him on.
And there's no Arctic Burn. They're way too deep for this. EG not going to force a rotation. Right now they're still using that double damage rune of Sumail to bring down the tier 1 towers. They're looking for a trade-off. Arteezy, freaking Metamorphosis once more, so he's beating the tier 1 tower on the top lane. So a lot of tier 1 tower trade-offs. Empire try and take the bottom. Arteezy forced to fight Ghostic. I say forced, he's actually quite willing to do so. Dropping the Venomancer down, but he has a shrine he can utilize. Oh, Baboshka can't get out in time. Sumail wanted to go and join that fight, but he got hit by an arrow from FN in the mid lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's going to be the phase boots completed for Zai. Unfortunately for him, it's at the end of the night time. This is the #1 prioritized item that we see Night Stalkers get in this patch. More or less just rushing it, maybe a magic stick or a raindrop in between, but that is the go-to. Just helps a lot with being able to cover distance with Hunter in the night. It makes you a bit more useful at daytime. You don't feel completely useless. But getting that extra damage in is very nice with the attack speed you get from Hunter in the night. At nighttime is such an extreme value point. 45 attack speed from that makes the phase boots hit really hard. But now it's day, so Night Stalker has to chill for a bit. Might see Zai take a lane, get some levels, or go pull. While the pressure keeps being put on for both sides. So Arteezy's having a great start this game under Terrorblade, that's worth mentioning. He will be getting very farmed, but was forced back to base here by Ghostix. This consistent harassment is starting to play a role in limiting Arteezy's farm.
Well, he's had to burn so much mana to stay up on that top lane.
Yeah.
It's the harassment is pushing him towards the tower, so there was a time he just had to retreat. But we'll regen up, TP back up to the top lane, and then it's a rinse and repeat. 35 seconds, he'll assault the tier 1 tower, and more than likely this time he'll kill it if Empire can't stop it.
I don't think they're going to let him though. I think they want to fight for that tower and maybe sacrifice their bottom one. This bottom tower will be hard for them to defend against these treants scouting. The potential rotation of the puck is excellent for fights in that area of the map. But we'll see. For now, it's just Universe starting to push down this bottom lane, and there's no real contesting from Empire. It doesn't even look like it's going to sacrifice this completely. All of them are moving away. EG with a good ward at the shrine. We'll see the AA seeding this area, and should mean Empire are going to cross the map and try to do the same thing on the top lane.
Everyone's seeing everything. Everyone can make really good choices. Even the Observer Ward watching Arteezy farm. And allow the Nyx Assassin to understand exactly what he can get away with, and allow Ghostic to start pressuring into that tier 1 tower. Send an illusion in, just drag the creep wave off. Arteezy is not given the opportunity for Empire to really attack in. Instead, they're trying to force the rotations, having Universe beating the tier 1 tower on bottom. FN's Invis Room might help them turn this fight around. But then again, there's only one of them here. There's no other help. Resolution's farming up in the small triangle jungle of Empire.
You got a big stack.
Bullseye, there's your Void. He hasn't finished the job. FN had to leap himself away. Universe gonna stay on the run. Crit trying to get in front of him as well. He's got Splinter Blast off cooldown. Right now, there's never anything to really bounce it off. And FN with 8-1 charges decides it's not worth it. Zai, get the hell out of there. Phase boots and around the trees. Under sub 100 HP. Night Stalker retreating from the fight.
There we go with the tower trade. So top tower goes to Ghostic. Still working on that Force Staff. He's halfway. Sumail will pick up the Veil here, so a lot of damage is now available for EG. Might want to look for a fight, but as was pointed out by Tomato, this Nyx Assassin is a dangerous matchup. When now that Roger gets his level 6, he's actually immediately going to TP bottom and uses Vendetta. He's going to look for a kill straight away on this Nature's Prophet, who, by the way, also has a bad matchup against Nyx.
But a perfect time to TP out. So
great read.
Bad matchup, easy if you have that mobility that comes from the TPs, be it from his scroll or his natural ability. And he's going for Orchid first after the Drum's phase boots. So looking for a straight up silence. Who do you think it's actually meant to focus on? Is it the Venomancer control?
It's good against multiple heroes in this game. I think targeted silences are very difficult to deal with for Nyx. They have Night Stalker and the Orchid then, and even the Puck silence to work with. Orchid against Mirana is outstanding. And like you said, Venomancer, if they can prevent Veno from getting spells off in the fight, they've already come a long way in terms of having the advantage. So.
EG.
Next smoke movement. Still no.
They're looking for resolution. They really want to kill on resolution. That Dire Observer Ward has already revealed the fact that he's farming up the Ancients. So Puck will come in first. They need a quick silence on him. And, well, not actually hamming. He'll get the Stormbolt onto the crit. And it may be enough damage. The Dream Coil actually grabbing Ghostic. Wrath of Nature bouncing through from Nature's Prophet. Gave them a little extra damage and Universe the kill. But EG are happy with what they got. They get the hell out of there. Keep resolution down.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Key kill.
Roger. If he can get this done, he can synergize with that. Actually, FN doesn't have arrow. It's 3 seconds before it comes back off cooldown.
Has fallen.
but he's watching Zai very closely. Through the trees, the stun will connect. Here comes your arrow, only get 2 seconds stun. The 2 seconds may be enough to charge the Powerball. Night Stalker cannot get up into the air and away.
Pretty unconventional build from Roger here, by the way. Well, maybe not so much, actually, but it looks like he went 2-1-2. I like this build a lot over the 3-1-1 just because of the Spike Carapace ability to set up your Impale. Maybe this is becoming more standard, but at least looking back over the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing a lot more focus on the Impale. But the second point Carapace makes that stun 1.2, and that is enough to get off the Impale. Against heroes like Puck, that's really important, because then you can coil, or you can Carapace the orb and then get your stun off guaranteed. It's also great against other heroes in this game, such as the Wyvern, the Splinter Blast, target you and then you can counterplay that way. There's many ways of using Carapace. It's actually going to max it out. It's going 2-1-3. This is when it's moving. Now it's really unusual.
Plus 0.6 seconds is what he's looking for.
Yeah, lower cooldown as well. It's
5 seconds lower.
This spell scales incredibly well. But so does Impale. And you know, a lot of the time you want to have that damage. But this control of Carapace can definitely be very powerful.
Well, right now, again, he's looking for a target under the cover of Vendetta. Nothing really offering itself as Resolution. Farming still underneath that Dire Observer Wall that he realized that gank was because EG had vision. Until now, Sentry Ward gets planted down, Miposhka even just putting it a little bit further north so he's able to check out the Ancient camp. The rest of Empire putting their attention towards mid-tier 1. And the port's coming in. Wyvern will arrive, Splinter Blast is a great deep pusher. Nope, man doesn't want to stick around for that, so is the Orb. Very difficult to push into the EG towers when EG are
Radiant's
prepared.
bottom tower is under attack.
This Terrorblade game really farming. Arteezy's having a great start so far. Pretty much a contested farm. 156 CS minute 14, so currently at about 11 CS a minute. We'll get a 15-minute Manta style for his efforts. And I think in this game he also has a better core matchup. It's not perfect. I think there are problems. Again, Farm Sven can mess with Terrorblade quite well, and there's some decent AoE damage, but it doesn't feel like that last PL game just seems like semi-hopeless at times. Arteezy can definitely play a big game here. It's interesting to see that this is in some ways similar to what Liquid ended up doing on when their backs were against the wall, where they had Miracle, Farm Troll for what seemed like an eternity, and then he really started carrying in that game. Maybe even decided to just adopt that style here.
It's going to be difficult for him. Like, farm him up, but Resolution's also taking that very greedy farm build again. Oh, it's like very greedy, like just more oriented towards an Echo Saber plus Master of Madness. He's rinsing and repeating from game 1. It worked, but Arteezy definitely has a better start than game 1. And with the Observer Ward and Sentry down, they're trying to contest as much of the Ancients as possible.
Dire's middle tower is under
Came
attack.
in a little bit late, and Roger was also in a good position. You saw him use the Spike Carapace there in anticipation of the orb from Sumail. Didn't come out, however.
Sumail's now going to have to commit his orb to the mid lane to hold it off.
Dire's top
Arteezy
tower is under
creates a
attack.
couple of illusions, and then we'll look towards the bottom lane with Metamorphosis available. There should be a tier 2 town to be taken. The trade-off is FN doing damage to the top tier 2 town, getting space as well.
Radiant
Dire
structures
quickly
are
scanning,
fortified.
wondering if anybody is coming in behind the mid lane. Not happening. The fortification is burnt.
Radiant are
And this tier 2 tower is lost, and so is a lot of the
Radiant's
access to Team
bottom
Empire's
tower is
jungle,
under attack.
losing both the towers on the bottom
Radiant's
as well
bottom
as the
tower
one in the
has
mid.
fallen.
Terrorblade looks so terrifying sometimes.
Roger, he just wanted to interfere with Arteezy's movement universe. Maybe they'll be getting control. Zaya's moving forward. There goes your first controller. He doesn't have Invis, but the Spike Carapace can't complete the TP, however. 4 heroes from EG come in, and maybe now Arteezy, he's got a little bit longer with that Metamorphosis, and the army of Treants, they can push in heavier. FNTP4, he's right there. The Ice Blast is a big radius, connects on 2 of the heroes. In fact, 3 with the chill on Arteezy. They're backing up. Sven's coming in. Resolution. Universe going to try and block him out with the trees. Resolution will have to run around. Arteezy needs some distance, but we still got that Thunder. Level up and available. Looks to use it. Dropping Ghosting down low. Crit. He's got the curse up as well. So they have counter team fight. And they're coated. Venomancer. Real issues. The Splinter Blast bounces through the arrow. And hits on the crit. He's dying to the poison in the trees. But Sumail jumped into the fight as well. Let the Dream Call go. Resolution FN locked in, but the Ice Blast back up again. Sumail has to evade the damage as long as he possibly can, but he can't evade it for that long. FN already on top of him. So EG, some chip damage to the tier 3 tower, losing a couple of heroes. Is it worth it?
I don't think so. That looked like a good jump from Sumail, but nobody was there to take advantage of the coil. Arteezy was already way out of there. The Wyvern had used his spells and got arrowed. And then you're looking at Night Stalker, doesn't really want a team fight. You know, as we've talked about multiple times, not really a team fight hero. And Nature's Prophet had already used his ulti, so it's cool and all that you go in with a punch like this, but where's the follow-up damage? It's just not there. And then Nyx Assassin Carapace. You know what? It sucks playing fuck against this hero. It really sucks. But they chose it willingly. They knew that Nyx Assassin was in the pool when they grabbed it, and Empire were pretty quick to respond with this mix of Roger. They're having a good game so far. Even though that didn't go too well for EG on the base siege, they still got the 2-2. Arteezy survived again. He's getting very farmed, but Rezo is once again, as you said, catching up. Sven is actually only 400 net worth behind this Terrorblade now.
Yep. So the Terrorblade finally increases his attack range, finishing up the Dragonlance, and that is going to be the big thing. We understand Skadi comes in later for the Terrorblade, and you can start to kite this man. That'll probably be the next thing we can look towards. How does Team Empire, with all of this net worth, actually turn that net worth into damage which is inflicted into EG? What are the problems they're going to have in the team fights?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to keep in mind with these fights.
Resolution, blink, stun, Ice Blast. Okay, that Ice Blast doesn't even arrive. Resolution committed God Strength. With Mask and Madison Echo Saber, not a chance to survive for Crit.
This is one of those relatively unimportant kills. Like, Crit gets killed, he tried to push out the wave, he gets jumped by two heroes, one of them uses, or they both use their ultimates, but there's no building damage.
They run towards
okay,
mid.
maybe if it transitions into...
You still got the God Strength, he phase shifts, the arrow won't connect, the dust is over on the next assassin, so they have the vision. Silence also returned, run to the spike. Carapace makes it impossible for Sumail to get back down the hill as he hit him with that illusionary orb. But Arteezy's coming in, sending illusions to scatter around the northern side.
And they're going to hold their town. So. Yep. All right here for EG. Now the question is this going to be a repeat of game number 1? EG have a good early game, their lanes are going pretty well, they have the farm heroes. This is when they need to come up big compared to the first game. But you look at the team fight of Empire, and it just looks like taking fights for EG is going to be really difficult. They don't have the same kind of team fight prowess, so maybe what you're looking towards is combining your Night Stalker and Nature's Prophet to find kills, but it just seems like they've fallen off a little bit. Their peak is early on into the game, and those moves just didn't really exist for them.
You're still waiting for that big item to arrive for Nature's Prophet. Like, he has the phase boots and drums, but there was no increase of damage that comes from something like a Maelstrom. He's still trying to complete up that Orchid for Malevolence. Now, this is an easier thing to find. The Venomancer actually being put forward. Dreamcore cancelling his TP. And completely surrounded the north side. That was his own Force Staff, trying to get further away from the Night Stalker to do his TP, but into the arms of the rest of EG.
Kill going to Arteezy, so he takes first place on Network again. What else we got coming up? So Manta just got completed by the Mirana just a minute ago. The Terrorblade is building toward Pike. Yep. Soon we have both teams trying to build Solar Crest. Venomancer has the Medallion. Zai is close to his Medallion.
They found Miposhka, Ancient Apparition, on the run away from Zai. Extra support comes in. The Ice Blast is nice. Zai gonna get cold feeded, but they have enough life to survive. It is only a level 1 Ice Blast on the Ancient Apparition.
EG look like they're having a better time making moves. This Night Stalker is contributing a lot. Zai has set up 8 out of 9 kills for his team, constantly roaming around, gathering information. Still without wings. What does it look like when he flies? Has he flown yet this game?
It looks...
It's like just flailing in the air, like flapping?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
It's when he realizes he didn't skip arm day, his arms just let him beat the wind to submission.
I feel like the hero should just look like this.
Just clip. I feel he'll be very less impressive with his Immortal. Spike Carapace stung Crystal with the Winter Wyvern. Getting hit up by that Spike Carapace once more. Every time he lets that shard's down, it's just too much of a chance that's going to be reflected.
EG have done a very good job at not losing this mid tower. It's 21 minutes in. The top tower fell relatively early, but Empire have managed to take another structure just yet. Both towers for EG are low, so they will eventually be falling, but just delaying it this much has allowed Arteezy to get a lot of additional farm because they've kept the map control in their favor.
The same for Universe.
They're looking for something bottom here. Rezo would be a really big kill. He's hiding off the sides, but Night Stalker will get eyes on him now.
Yep.
Could try to surround him from both sides.
He doesn't have his BKB yet, putting the urn on him, going to make it difficult to get away. Here comes Universe, gives the extra vision, plus the Orchid Silence onto Sven. The damage will be more than enough. Resolution will fall, 50 seconds on the sideline. Image was chasing Nyx Assassin, turns on the Spike Carapace. Zai, fancy footwork, and now dusting up. Nyx Assassin TPing out. Is there enough damage? There is when Sumail arrives with the Rift. And that is a big opening. You've actually got the push. Metamorphosis up for a fair amount of time. The only thing which isn't working here for EG is the fact that Arteezy doesn't have a creep wave to push into the tier 3 tower to force a reaction from Empire.
He doesn't have any mana either, so he can't make any illusions anymore, and he's just gonna, you know, be happy with what he got. I believe he did get the kill on the Sven, which is another big influx of gold for the Terrorblade, overtaking him by a lot at this point.
Got 305 gold for that kill.
Still, though, similar to game number 1, it's not Empire with one farm core. It's not just this Sven that you're looking out for. FN is having another great game. He's really farmed 10 CS a minute, similar net worth to that of the Sven, and they're both way ahead of the puck. So a lot of pressure on this Terrorblade to deliver with all the space that Arteezy has been given. He needs to play a good game here later on, because when you look at their lineup, once again, the control of their lineup, the team fight is, I would say, inferior to that of Empire. So when push comes to shove and they need to go high ground, Arteezy needs to be big and he needs to not be out of position.
Well, here's the danger zone. We always said it was around the 25 to 20 minute mark for Evil Geniuses. We're smack bang plumb in the middle of that. And Empire smoking up. They were looking towards something. Originally, I think it was a gank on mid, but they turned their attention towards the Roche pit. No easy way to scout it out right now, because Universe doesn't have any trees in the neighborhood. Moonlight Shadow is being cast, and they are fine. Team Empire, they will take Roshan, not to mention EG Smoke. It just got broken. Roger is here into the cover. Moonlight Shadow gets a double stop into the double ice blast. This is exactly what EG didn't want. Sumail is trapped. Where's the save? He blinks up off Jaunt. Yulcenter protecting him. He'll Jaunt up Sumail. He will survive and escape from Team Empire. But the damage is done. Roshan is still in the hands of Team Empire. Aegis the Immortal belongs to FN.
Very nice play from both sides in that situation. Roger setting up the beautiful 2-hero stun, and Sumail quick under pressure to get out of that situation. Needed to cast his spells in that exact sequence, in that exact way to get out of that. Does manage to survive. Still, as you said, the Aegis does go the way of Empire. And this is one of the benefits you have of Nyx Assassin, is just that when you go for a play like that, you feel pretty comfortable. They didn't seem to hesitate the moment they're Empire. They just run into the pit, scouting outside. Okay, they're not coming here. We feel like, okay, they're not going to, and they just take 100-0 with no flinching at all.
Yep. It's also interesting too, the fact that EG, like, they did smoke up, the smoke broke, but there was no instant detection. This allowed the Nyx Assassin to set up for that double stun.
Nightstalker actually had dust on him, but I think Zai wasn't confident that he... First of all, maybe that Nyx broke the smoke, and secondly, where he was at that point in time. And he's got eyes on Zai. This is a dead Nightstalker, Toby. They're dead.
Ice Blast, Storm Bolt, and it is easy as slice.
He could have tried to fly, but two problems with that. It was daytime, and he lost his wings this patch. Now, what are you going to do?
Since you're having real issues with this. Universe doing Universe things, pushing down towards the bottom lane. With a Splinter Blast, yeah, go by Dual Scepter.
Okay.
Crit is actually helping with the Splinter Blast. So Universe actually gets some good momentum into the tier 3 tower. The trade-off is still Empire taking the mid tier 2. But you can definitely see the idea here. Oh wow, that TP, are you going to complete that one? Sumail's coming in. The Dual Scepter stopping the Access from getting out there. They got that gem of True Sight over on the puck, but Sumail, as quickly as he got it, he will lose it. It's now in the hands of Nyx Assassin. Evil Geniuses. 25 minutes! This is the dead zone for EG.
This is really bad news. Sumail, it seemed like a little bit of disconnect with what they wanted to do. So Nature's Prophet had that good push going on bottom, but he didn't dare to go for the high ground push. And then at the same time, Sumail is coming in trying to stop these TPs, but stopping those TPs, it's nice, but doesn't have that big of an impact when you already gave up on the push on the bottom lane. And now high ground time for Empire.
That Observer Ward on the bottom, it saw the fact that Arteezy wasn't in position, but as Splinter Blast, they can keep their creep wave alive long enough. And the fact there's no puck, there's no Dream Core. The two counter pushes from EG to protect the high ground are lost. The attack damage on the tower is on 1 HP. Let your Illusion attack it, that'll do the work. The Catapult finishes the job, and TP's out. Resolution will be happy. Luboshka, the Void, it'll cancel off his TP as Zai hits the ground and kills off the Ancient Apparition.
Wow, and he has 3 smokes as well. Oh, bonus
nice
kill time.
Venomancer going down, that is a nice bonus.
They still lost their tier 3. EG are not happy right now with how this is going. These last couple of minutes have been very bad for them. They know the Aegis is still on the side of Empire sitting on that Mirana, who, by the way, is getting really, really farmed. So here we go. There's the Dual Scepter, and I believe the coil is going to come out now, but the stun from Nyx even missing. Sven is so hard. So Sumail has used all of his cooldowns. That defensive Duel not available when you use it aggressively. Phases on cooldown. and does not look too happy with himself in that moment. Definitely not the best play in that situation coming out.
They definitely needed more numbers if he's going to go for that. Right now they have the numbers against the Nyx Assassin getting caught. Here comes Aegis Prophet as well. The Silence TP won't complete. So the Gem of True Sight.
Oh, he gave it back. That
actually just gave it back.
That is very important for EG. So that's the best. I mean, debatable. Maybe it's a better kill than a core. Like, this gem is really, really important. You don't want EG in the same position as last game where they lose complete control of the map and don't dare to go out. At least they have better split push this game, arguably, with the Nature's Prophet and the Terrorblade Illusions to try to get the waves out. But still, in some ways, it seems like we're watching the same archetype of game play out here. And EG need to make sure the same mistakes don't happen again.
Sven getting bigger and having no easy, quick answer to him. There is more answers in this game for Evil Geniuses. And as long as they can keep that vision up, like that's probably the bigger difference between Game 1 and Game 2. Now they have this Gem of True Sight back. They get rid of both the aggressive observer wards from Team Empire. Team Empire now have no wards on the map. The only one they have is in the stock of the Ancient Apparition with 4 sentries. So might be a good idea to see when that observer ward goes down, just so we can see the mentality of Team Empire. Do they hold back? Do they wait this off? Aegis Immortal's going to get reclaimed, so in 3 minutes time, Roshan could spawn up for the teams. This may be the next attention point for both sides. Continue to farm up. Empire will still be happy as long as Resolution continues to get bigger and bigger, and Ghosty gets more and more space as well. That experience per minute, let it run.
Can't forget about Mirana, man.
You really can't.
FN is farm, man. He's got 15,000 net worth. He is currently sitting at 3,000 ahead of the Nature's Prophet and the Pop, who are of course ahead of that Venno, but I would say this Mirana net worth can become very, very strong later on. This hero scales pretty well, gets a damage talent level 20, has high agility gain.
He was the unsung hero of Game 1 on that Ember Spirit, and now EG, maybe they do something about him. FN farming up the Ancients, EG have no vision of that high ground. Crit putting down the sentry wall, they see the Observer, and then they get a glimpse of FN for a moment, but Sumail just used his orb to help push out the mid lane, and the rest of Empire are converging on the position.
Under attack.
They're even going to Moonlight Shadow, but thanks to the Observer and Sentry Ward, they still actually don't see anything. They're smoked up as well as Moonlight Shadow. Double the layer of protection for Team Empire.
The only hero Roger doesn't want to run into right now is the Puck. He has the gem. Anyone else is a kill.
Well, they found Crit, or maybe they've found Crit. Zai's down here as well. Sentry Ward placed, no Observer Ward. That smoke still hasn't broken yet. Maposhka's so close to it, but it's at the end of the smoke time, so they won't realize that smoke broke because of them. With a blast, and there's your first stun. Zai, he's running as quickly as he can. The arrow flies forward from FN, it won't hit the target. Zai, keep running without wings, he's more aerodynamic, moving up and over the hill. Ice Blast won't be able to catch him. Zai, keep on running. Run, Zai, run! Roger. Can't catch him. Ghostic, at least the Plague Ward is down, and he is away. He's going to make it back to the dire side of the river after running from the tier 2 tower on bottom lane.
I wonder if this is how the first people envision flying would be. You know, just flap your arms. You know, oh, okay. Works well. All right, Zai gets out of there. Empire could have probably got 2 kills there if they weren't so hungry to go for the Wyvern. Both of them made the jump at the same time. They committed both stuns onto Crit, and Zai is happy and lucky to survive in that moment. And maybe EG now they're converging. 4 of them on group up, but they don't want to smoke. They actually don't have one anymore.
But they have a double damage in the bottle of Arteezy.
He's so ready to fight.
Yeah,
Butterfly.
He really, really wants to.
This is a very strong Terrorblade, but still no BKB, and that means he's susceptible to this magic damage, and they have no save against that. They only have the Cold Embrace, no Glimmer Cape yet, I believe. Wyvern doesn't have it, he's building toward it. Zai is going for a Heaven's Halberd this time around against the Sven, an item that they were definitely missing in that previous game.
Roshan
to control.
Think about the time, man.
Lucian. Yep.
3 seconds until it could potentially be up.
And we got ourselves a slightly above average spawn.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock.
Actually a decent amount above
average. I wonder exactly what the average was. I don't have those stats available.
I can tell you by power of maths that it should be something about 9.5 minutes, Toby, because the spawn time is between 8 and 11.
Do we want to flip a coin? Did your math skills just get applauded?
If that's impressive. Then we got ourselves some MA math.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Danish education right there. Alright, so Roshan, obviously EG can keep their eyes on it. The arrows are being thrown out from Mirana. That'll allow FN to scout out the pit too. As both teams, they can look to try and hold this. The only downside for Team Empire is their fastest pusher in the lane is still going to be this Van, and he needs to come down and push the lane now. With the +4 triggers being summoned by Universe, he does get a lot of push whenever he summons the trees as he comes to the lane, and he will keep the split push going. So we have to look towards the BTs. Hilariously enough, no one from Empire actually has BTs. It's always going to be the TP spot.
Yeah, BOTs are it's an item that you might want to get on the Mirana next after.
Ghostek, he's going to walk in. A quick push out with his 4-star, and they commit the Moonlight Shadow.
That's another smoke PG that doesn't really bear fruit. The last one, did they get a kill the last one? I don't remember.
Seems like an eternity ago. Math has clouded our judgment.
They've got a pretty good amount of vision in this game, like you pointed out, and the feel of the game is different. This time, we're getting further into the game, and it doesn't seem like EG in the same way are losing out on the gold grab. It's more or less stabilized. Experience favoring Empire a little bit. That's the Veno talent. I would attribute a lot of that to. But EG still, they're looking better.
I know.
Still, that X factor that we've seen from EG in the past just doesn't really seem to be there in the same force in the series.
They have one way of doing it, and that's the Universe factor. It's the split push factor.
Yep.
We did see him in previous series, in previous games during TI7, looking for that side of the push off, making the enemy wonder if they can go for the trade. And with that lack of maneuverability without the BTs in Empire, they do have to commit to the fight. This is their problem. There's a big army of trees pushing the bottom lane. They smoke up, looking for the fight. Roshan is now back up, at least because they brought down that tier 3 tower in the middle. They can get rid of the shrine, so EG can't bring any more to Roshan. On the attack, they found the opening. It's over on Punch. Cold Embrace protecting him. It wears off in Resolution. A quick kill. The Gem of True Sight hit the deck. It's now in the hands of Roger.
Radiant's top tower is under
But the push
attack.
is still coming in on bottom lanes. They want to go for Roshan for the push to the tier 2 tower up on top. How hard do you want to commit to this Team Empire?
They can kill this really fast. They didn't use Godsmith for the kill. So look at this. It's like a 10-second road kill. Somebody needs to go back to base though. This is the last march of the Ents happening at bottom right now. Sorry for the spoiler.
Venomancer will have to do it. I almost want to sit here and get this over to try and defend it. Because the tier 3 tower is dying. Gale won't be enough. And you're seeing it fall. They have to fortify to defend against these trees. Meanwhile, Universe TP's over, finding Maposhka, walking up. He's looking for an aggressive observer ward. So Universe finding a kill and bringing that tier 3 tower almost to its knees to 137 HP.
I'm really wondering, this game is obviously super big for both teams. It secures Empire the progression into the next round at the top 8, and for EG it gives them that third game. And you feel like all EG needs at this point is that little bit of momentum that I was worried for Liquid as well after that game 1 against Secret. They got destroyed, and then they found their footing, clawed themselves back into game 2, and game 3 looked very nice for them. I feel like you can see a similar tendency from EG, but they need to find that opening in this game where you just feel like, okay, now EG has this game. And that moment hasn't really occurred for, well, 20 minutes once again.
Yep.
They're finding these small picks, they get a kill on the push. Okay, it's nice, but Empire get the Roshans, Empire get the TI3, the tier 3. TI3 went to Alliance. Spoilers, sorry if you didn't see the International 3. But the shrines as well. Empire are going to take the bottom shrine out. No, Resolution forgot it exists. Actually, he's running in circles around it. And attack this building. There we go. Okay.
He's worried about revealing his position.
Yeah, of course.
Is the only thing. And EG.
Bottom tier 1's going to hold as well. Empire, again, progressing on the map. They're getting something done. Actually, now they're hesitating a little bit.
It's the team fight they're worried about. They're worried about getting cursed up. They're worried about Arteezy actually having an influence. So you can get a counter against that. The Monkey King bar got picked up by Resolution. He has the double damage rune as he solo TP'd up to the top, going for the kill! Universe shredded apart! A man with a sword is all you need for Team Empire.
I just saw Mirana destroy a tower in 10 seconds as well. It's got to worry you if you're EG. You're seeing this progress in these wars. Do you feel like you're keeping up?
You feel like you're staying in it, probably more.
This is the problem with Puck. If you're picking Puck and you're not finding fights and you don't go Midas, this hero has this downfall, and then on level 25 you pick it back up again. but Sumail is really far away.
Where's that
Go by
detector?
this. The fight's getting
Next, the spike
Yeah.
carapace is up. That'll actually get the stun because they did dust him up. A quick Yule scepter up and towards the end. Moonlight Shadow will now protection. Where is your secondary detection? Dream caught from Sumail. Woofs! In the jungle, the arrows flying forward and support is arriving from Team Empire. FN with that leap up. He's looking for a fight. He's got the Aegis Immortal. He really wants a fight. Even the Monkey King bar ready to attack into Arteezy. But EG retreat home. They did not get the opening they wanted.
With this engagement. That could have been a lane of racks if they got caught off. No buyback on the Night Stalker. Puck and the Terrorblade both have it. No buyback on
This is great though for Empire. There's no pressure coming in on their
the Carapace.
It's a perfect spike Carapace into an arrow. The 4-star bound. Triple survived. The Ice Buster doesn't connect. Instead it's the Mirana who has to Manta style out of the Bloodthorn and escape away. The tier 3 tower chipped but not killed. And already Universe knows what his job is. TP to bottom lane. Realize it's still only the Orchid. He hasn't finished the Bloodthorn, holding onto that buyback money.
This Blood Force game really seems like the only thing that EG can really pull off at this time. The 5-man fights are maybe possible when Nature's Prophet and Puck are starting to have big enough items, but for now, this Mirana and Sven combo is just stronger than this 4 combo of EG. It's just the nature of the heroes if they don't find the type of game they want. Universe needs to get big. Bloodthorn is coming close. He could actually buy it, but doesn't have buyback, so he's holding on to that. Glimmer Cape still not up for Wyvern. Looks like Chris is changing his mind and going for a 4-step himself instead.
Defensive wards are up. The arrow flies forward. Crit. Standing still is how you dodge arrows.
Arteezy.
Ice Blast. The Ice Blast is perfect. Spike Arrow doing the work, but Sumail in the back line, building up the Pochka. They need more control.
They're losing racks, Toby.
The Venomancer, he may go down. You are right. The middle lane's been taken out by the Mirana. She's moving up towards the top tier 3 tower. The mid melee is gone. So the fight is split up. Universe standing his ground against Ghosting. Ghosting, he's still trapped inside the trees. Finally able to push himself away, but on the top lane, that's where the defense is. FN did the damage. It's the trade-off game. There's been the with the Prophet causing that, but now it's Resolution, the manliest of all, killing off the Vampire of Night Stalker.
And the gem is back the other way again.
Hot potato.
So Mirana got the melee racks and almost a tier 3 tower top.
Tier 3 tower bottom. The Gale that pulled him off. It's on 31 HP. Ghosting barely was able to take the aggro of the Dark Creep way back.
That's pretty important to hold on to.
FN's back in top.
Yep.
Crit doesn't have Curse. Sumail, she hadn't used it. It's too late, especially up against a Manta.
Bit of chip damage there from FN. He's almost 25. I'm curious to see if he goes for the lead talent or the triple arrow. We used to see core Miranas. Actually, we're going to have a replay here. So there's the stun on Arteezy. Get the Ice Blast coming, which does get the BKB off here. Good timing on that, avoids the explosion damage, and is able to turn around and go fight. Meantime,
it's such a hard fight when you got no mana. Like, he starts this fight with only 100 mana.
So clutch from Ghost. Surviving the end of this. He survived, right? Man fights Universe and survives this.
Yeah, he gets out with a 4-star. He gets just out of the range of the trees in time. So a lucky duck.
And then, damn, I only got 1 rat.
Universe is going to get the hell out of here, like right now. Ancient Apparition as well as the Venomancer coming in. He goes in Viz, no detection.
There was a sentry on the Koshka, but he doesn't have any way of breaking the TP nor the Venom, so we'll get out of there. But as it stands, Empire are once again controlling the map.
Resolution. Crit, he's just looking at it. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's not easy to play against Sven as a position 5 with 2,000 ethnicity.
He said you love crits. That's not even a crit. That's
I love it when
raw
it's not on me.
damage.
That's the best thing. Someone else. So
That's such a team player.
Yeah. So Mirana did go for the triple arrow. In the past, we used to see Leap attack speed all the time, but since Leap got changed to only a 5-second duration instead of 10, players are opting way more for the Sacred Arrow. If you get any core arrow connection, or especially if you're lucky enough to get 2, that has a tendency of ending games, and this Leap duration is not deemed to be valuable enough.
FN was already able to force out fortification of Team Empire. He just came up the ramp, attacked them a couple of times with Phantom Illusions, and that's enough for EG to fortify. Very problematic. Empire, their team fight's getting better and better. The Aghanim Scepter is on the Venomancer. They got protection from his 4-staff and that Lotus Orb on him. Rogers seems to just be finding everyone whenever he needs to. And the sustain on both FN as well as Resolution is just intense. These pickoffs will help you come back, especially the solo pickoffs for Sumail. It's levels to get to 420. He needs that level 25 talent. And the Radiant Courier sniped by Universe. Every little bit counts.
Yeah, this adds up. This actually gives EG some pretty important information. Sumail got 450 gold for killing the AA.
They got me for
give them an
Resolution.
idea of the gold graph of the game.
Arteezy going into a fight once more with only 480 mana. He does have to double down.
Carapace!
Skadi gets by Carapace, that's over on Sumail. And the curse is out for crit at the moment. Holding Nyx Assassin in position. Arrow flies forward, Resolution. Oh, come on. Has crit not been through enough? Here comes Arteezy looking for the damage. He has the DD room, but Resolution just has himself. He cleans up the rest of Arteezy. Zai trying to focus onto that Mirana. Support is here from Arteezy, but Resolution already has the double kill. Further to the south,
Arteezy's in trouble now.
Kill the Nyx Assassin, but Arteezy survives. The Ice Blast is going to connect. The Stormbolt held in their universe. Space created with the Sprout. Arteezy, does he actually burn? Nothing will reach him. Sumail gets the double kill, taking out the FN spree. And Resolution has to stand here under the Dream Coil. EG is still 2 men down. They have to retreat back.
That's a game-saving Sprout. Arteezy was 100% dead there without that Sprout from Universe. He didn't have buyback.
Run Courier. It managed to pick up the gem which was dropped on the deck. It still got the rest of the Skadi, which needs to be delivered to Arteezy. Courier currently having more value than net worth. If crit, he's got nothing. But the Skadi is up, and they needed that in the fight. They needed to kite Resolution. He was free to do what he wanted, and we'll have another look at that fight.
It's just very important for EG that Sumail doesn't die here. Roger didn't have the vision to secure the stun. Crit dies, getting used to that. He's going to get jumped by Rezo every fight and just killed off. And Arteezy, see, this is an awkward situation because he doesn't know what the cooldown is on Sven's Lincoln, so he doesn't know if he can really go for a Sunder play or not. So now he's going to back off after trying to help out Zai a little bit. Now the Lincolns is ready again as Sven jumps in, and we're going to have a little look at FN. I'm leaning back. Apparently, I'm pretty sure those two things did not happen at the same time. His hero is still alive. And Universe is like, well, you're welcome, Arteezy. We can still win TI.
Oh, it's a long road to go. Even if they do win this game, that will still only force a third as Team Empire have that advantage. But Evil Geniuses, now they know that Roshan is up. They're getting more and more into their arsenal. The Aghanim Scepter is on Sumail. A big item, especially to help control that BKB Resolution, and not allowing him to keep moving. This is what I was wondering about. Team Empire later on, you've got all this net worth, 27k of it, onto Resolution. They're defending the tower that's at 6 HP. They refuse. Hold the line. But Roshan.
Axe on Puck is big. Nature's Prophet is closing in on Hex. There's the scan, though, from Radiant. They're not going to give up this Roche.
That's big for EG. They don't
really
get hit by the Ice Blast, but just to make Arteezy's life better, he gets stunned up. Second, he tries to go back into the pit, and Roger enters Dream Claw. Big catch from Sumail. They've already killed off Popochka. Can they get Resolution? The cleave is going out, but it's only going to fake Arteezy. He'll make more of that, and maybe they have the slow Resolution back to the tier 2 tower. Sumail's going in after it, and Ghosting. The ulti is nice. It's coding EG in junk, but Resolution back to the safety of home. He's away. Ghosting may not be so lucky. Arteezy has the damage. He has the range. He has the power. And with a double catapult wave, they can bring down the tier 2 tower, but remember what they started. They came here for Roshan.
They could try to go for it. Their heroes are very low. Zai is low. Arteezy is half HP. The other two are faring pretty well. With Venomancer being dead, they might try to go for it. This is not guaranteed Roshan, however. Sven can try to contest this.
Buyback's coming.
At the buyback of Venom. They want to get there.
Forward. Universe gonna dodge it. It's easy. It hits Roshan, making life easier. And the science onto FN. Roger looking for a target. Spine Carapace being committed very early. Resolution will get the stun over on Zai, so he'll kill him to the north while the Yule Scepter sending that Nyx Assassin around. Hits the ground. Killed off quickly by the Bloodborne. FN still looking for another kill. Sumail gonna draw himself away, but that Palionia damage. EG, they have to retreat. They've already lost one. The stun is too big. Goodbye Arteezy. Fly back out from Zai. He's TPing the tier 3 tower. Long way to go, but Sumail goes in. The triple coil plus the silence, allowing Arteezy the space to get away. They'll all tank the stun, and they need to keep running, but Resolution blinks forward. Ice Blast coming in. Arrow as well. It won't connect on any of the heroes. They're ready for Johnson. Arteezy, he needs to live. He'll take the life away from Triple so they can survive. They're shrining up. Arteezy will make it in. The cut is on the Venomancer. EG, hold the line. 3 heroes gone. They're looking for more. Resolution, the Lincoln Spear's being triggered, but he gets still blink away. The damage didn't connect. The arrow from FN, however, it does on the side. He'll stand his ground, find that kill. Arteezy wants the kill, but he couldn't get the reflection off on FN. So Moonlight Shadow will allow Empire to retreat under the protection of invisibility, and the fight shall end.
Oh, at the last hour, EG are stepping up and playing these fights very, very well. Crit and Arteezy together, this is the key. Arteezy alive late game. First the Furion saving him earlier, and this time he gets sundered by Crit, or rather the other way around, and Crit gets a really nice burst onto the Venom Uni.
Bottom lane, he's coming in, he TP's forward and lets the trees take the tier 3 tower. This opens up more options for him because now he can look towards the shrine. Resolution, consolation is he has a whole bunch of trees to kill.
And he's going to be able to get his refresher again.
Arteezy can't die here.
Oh,
where's the ice
really
blast?
can't die because it's a solo Nyx.
Literally.
You are right. Technically right, the best kind of right.
There was no support nearby. So the buybacks, still Night Stalker and Prof are going to have theirs on cooldown, so is Venomancer. So you can probably see the teams just temper the pace of this game for the moment. You can look towards the next Roshan. That's a wild one.
Did the cheese get used in that fight as well by EG? I believe it did.
Not seeing it any of the heroes, so I'm assuming it was.
Radiant's top shrine.
But now we've actually hit the 420 Sumail. This injection of money into him is allowing him to build into high levels of Dagon. So having the Veil of Discord and the Dagon pop, this is a lot of money, a lot of damage which is coming their way. Even if he just starts buying Moonshines for everyone at EG, it's still going to be useful.
He can punch them in AA, which is very good. Or, for example, force the Mirana down to half HP before she BKBs. This combo, this 1-2 combo from Puck is very fast. Just Veil, Dagon, blink into spells, and you kind of have to respond if you pop. If you're
Radiant's
FN.
top tower is under
Keep an eye out
attack.
for Sumail to look for that jump, especially with the Helm side. Shouldn't be too difficult with that Night Stalker Night Vision. They will have most of the time. This is going to be a tense late game. This has the potential to go very late and also to end within a few minutes because both teams have such extremely powerful late game pushing heroes. The Sven can destroy barracks in no time. On the other side, you have Terrorblade and Nature's Prophet with their pushing prowess. Now Furion is going to get level 25. And it's going to be the remove teleport cooldown from Universe. So 100% split push focus. I guess his alternative was also 100% split push focus. So
This is just more enabling. More than anything else, just come into the fight, move out. Empire don't want to wait for it. They 4-man smoke up behind FN, who's pushing the mid lane in. This is the lane they had that momentum. This is the lane that FN already achieved victory on last time. Now, Evil Geniuses on the hill to the east of Empire. Will they wrap around? Roger will do it. Arteezy's the man. Get initiated on the BKB is out, so it's a dream call. Resolution has to stand his ground for the moment. The arrows fly forward, doesn't know any of EG. They want to fight. Arteezy has the range. The Venomancer has the ulti. Arteezy summons up the damage. If he can't, he can't regenerate. He may as well steal it. FN, they'll have the deep to bring him down. Universe beating through the Mirana, getting through the BKB. The Kravitz is unbelievable for Empire.
how did he live through that? FN gets, it's just one of those moments, oh, I'm sprouted, I'm just going to A-click ground and win a 1-on-3. Okay, that's probably not fair to say, that was not really 1-on-3, but it looked like it.
3 heroes down for Team Empire, for EG. How do they actually defend? Empire are taking the top lane of Rax. Sumail's looking at them, but the spy carries up from the assassin. He goes for the stun, Puck will fall. EG is all falling apart. Even if Sumail buys back, it won't save the lane of Rax. It's just Arteezy. He bought a refresher, so at least he has Metamorphosis and BKB back up again, but he needs friends.
Dire's top barracks.
And Team Empire, are they going to stop at 2 lanes?
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
They will probably take this middle range barracks
Dire's
with
middle barracks
Resolution
are
and then call it a day for now.
Sumail, Drain Call over on 2, triggers already. The Lincoln Sphere on Resolution, Ancient Apparition got stunned up. And Miposhka being low, Resolution, he didn't burn the BKB, which may have been the desire of Sumail. FN leads into the tower, already the reflect. FN wants to break free. He's able to do so. But here they go through bottom once more. Get rid of the illusions. God strength up for Resolution. Takes the tier 3 tower attack. Crit, waiting on the lines. Arrows fly forward. It won't hit his mark. Roger, he'll hit his. It's a Terrorblade. The Ice Blast is coming in. Arteezy, he cannot die right now, or else this game is over from EG. The curse is on to FN. They will turn for the damage. The Thunder from Arteezy. He gets his life back again. They still have the Shrine to work with. And maybe Resolution with no BKB. He can't escape. The stun is huge from Roger. Looking for the follow-up. He hits Arteezy, holding him there. FN's bringing him losing the teammates. Nice Stalker has fallen. FS focusing the rack while Resolution focuses the Terrorblade. Unteasing the tier 4 towers. Sumail back in again. Dreamcoil is up, but where is the control? Unteasing is gone, and EG is the last ditch defense. FM break 3, but Sumail's got the damage to kill him off. The buyback triple from Empire. They can smell it in the water, and it's EG's blood. The rivers run blue, and evil geniuses. They're trapped inside their own fountain. Sumail, the sole survivor at the moment, while Empire look to bring down the tier 4 towers to open up the shrine. Sumail may have a triple kill. Ghosting lets it over freely fly. Resolution, there go the tier 4 towers. Puck taken out of the fight for the moment. It's going down 2,700. They find the Wyvern as well. It looks over for EG, and it is over. Team Empire will 2-0 out the former TI champions, taking them out in the second round of the lower bracket.